With the rise of social media, there has also been a rise in those willing to go to extreme lengths to gain online fame and popularity. A lot of people oftentimes think that becoming famous online automatically comes with money being handed to you. And sure, while some content creators are able to monetize their content and make a lot from it, more often than not, a quick burst of virality doesn't equate a sustainable career. And in fact, it can actually lead to more harm than good in one's life. On various social media platforms, and especially on TikTok, it's become pretty well known that anyone can go viral and become the next person to have their 15 minutes of social media fame. Sometimes videos go viral unexpectedly from people just posting for fun, and all of a sudden they have millions and millions of views. Or on the other hand, there are also people who chase this fame and virality for years, yearning for that attention and willing to do whatever it takes to blow up online. But is it worth it? A lot of big content creators and influencers show off very luxurious lifestyles, living in mansions, wearing designer clothes, going on luxurious travel and vacations, and so much more. And when we see that these influencers have gained this luxurious lifestyle by making a career out of social media, there are a lot of other people who decide that they also want that luxurious lifestyle and are going to chase the big viral influencer life so that they can get that as well. And thus begins the desperate attempts to go viral. Now, that luxe lifestyle is not always what people are trying to achieve when they are desperate for social media attention, and sometimes it's just that, they're desperate for attention. Now, the real problem when people try to get this fame and virality is when people really go to extreme measures in order to try to get it. Because oh boy, some people have done some truly insane things to try to go viral online. Like, I am talking life-ruining insanity, and that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. But we'll start off with an attempt that, in my opinion, will probably lead to some regrets. You know, getting a tattoo is definitely not something I think anyone should ever do in an attempt to go viral, and therefore I think it's also pretty safe to say that we should not go ahead and tattoo ourselves to try to go viral either. There is a TikTok user who back in 2020 posted a video about how they bought a tattoo gun on Amazon and showed off their first day's work tattooing themselves. And this video got over 2.5 million views. After that first TikTok went viral, this user then decided to start a series about tattooing themselves every single day for a month. Now, these tattoos were little doodles that they did themselves, and some of them look okay, and some of them are not the greatest because, you know, I guess that's kind of what you expect when you decide to tattoo yourself and you're not a professional tattoo artist. You know, they might not all look amazing. And all of these videos they posted in this series, none of them managed to hit that 2.5 million mark that the first one did, and I believe all of the videos hit around 50,000 to 200,000 views per video. And while 50,000 to 200,000 is not typically seen as super mega viral, I think that for someone experiencing views like that for the first time, getting that amount of attention could definitely be very addicting. And so that user went ahead and continued to tattoo themselves every single day for a month. And then at the end of that month, they decided to extend it to a year instead of just a month. And I think that decision to extend it was partially due to the fact that whenever they would make videos that were not about tattooing themselves, of course, those videos did not get nearly as many views as the one where they were literally tattooing themselves. I mean, realistically, that kind of makes sense. Videos where you are, you know, tattooing yourself, it catches people's attention a lot more than videos of you not tattooing yourself. I don't think I explained that very well, but I feel like you know what I mean, right? Like, if you see someone who's not a professional tattoo artist tattooing themselves, you kind of want to watch just out of like morbid curiosity to see what they're going to end up with, right? There's also one video in specific on their channel, actually one where they are not in fact tattooing themselves, but it's one that I think really shows that they really did like the attention they got from being known as the person who is tattooing themselves every day for 30 days.
Nice to meet you.
So I think that's a big part of the reason why they in fact did tattoo themselves for 30 days or a year. I don't actually know if they kept it up for an entire year. It didn't look like there were that many videos on their channel about them doing it, but regardless, they gave themselves a lot of tattoos all for the TikTok. Now, of course, getting tattoos is definitely not the worst thing I have seen people do online in order to go viral, but I definitely don't think that putting permanent artwork on your body all for TikTok videos is a good idea, and I definitely think it's something that could potentially lead to a lot of regret. Like, what do you do when you inevitably run out of space? Because if you're tattooing yourself every single day, eventually there's gonna be no more space left. Like, then what? Do you go ahead and get a tattoo removal laser and do videos of you removing your tattoos every single day? Like, I don't know. I think this was a questionable series to make. I hope that user likes their tattoos. And I'm not trying to say their tattoos are bad. They're not my style of tattoos, but some of them are pretty cute. I can't deny it. But regardless, I think doing it for TikTok videos was just not a good reason to do it, in my opinion. Next up, moving on from tattoos, if you have been on the internet over the years, you've probably heard about some of the truly ridiculous and dangerous trends that people join in on to get views. It all started with the cinnamon challenge way back in the day, then eventually people had the salt and ice challenge, which could result in frostbite. Eventually we saw the Tide Pod challenge, and honestly, these challenges just go on and on and on, and most of them have one thing in common: they're fucking stupid. There were truly so many challenges I could list off here to name as examples of things that people online have joined in on and done to get internet points, and I'm not going to describe them all, but I'll just name a few and you can probably get the hint. There's a challenge called the Benadryl challenge. Not going to explain that. There's also another challenge called the Blackout challenge. Also not going to explain that, but like I said, they're all really fucking dangerous and stupid, and really, by joining in on these challenges and taking part in this and uploading it online, really all you are doing is proving to the world that you're dumb, because who would ever take part in these challenges just for internet points? Like, for real, people have had serious health consequences or even died from doing some of these random internet challenges, and they're just overall not worth it, and they are just insane. So just stop doing the random challenges where you are literally putting yourself in danger. It's just not fucking worth it. Now, thankfully, I feel like I haven't seen many of those really dangerous trend videos going around lately, but one thing that I still see every now and then, which is something that can have some negative backlash on someone's life and be potentially life-ruining if you go too far with it, is sharing over personal storytime videos online. Now, storytime videos definitely seem harmless enough, and I think they can be depending on what the creator is saying, but storytime content from a lot of content creators can honestly include a lot of very personal information about not only themselves, but other people they're talking about in their stories who may or may not have given their consent to be talked about in a story online. And this can definitely lead to a lot of backlash in one's personal life, especially if the person you talked about in your storytime video finds out that they are being mentioned in a not so great way in a video that goes viral. Not only could that affect you and your relationship with that person, but that can also have really negative consequences for the people you're talking about in the video. I mean, we've definitely seen that happen online quite a few times. I mean, we can look at the Tana Mojo, Brooke Schofield, Mindy situation that happened way back in the day. I also just can't even begin to explain how many videos or TikToks I've seen where people are sharing incredibly personal, vulnerable, or even TMI information online. And I'm definitely not saying that being personal or being vulnerable online is a bad thing, but I think we've hit a point where people are so willing to share every single deep, dark little tidbit of information about their life, all for internet attention. And I think we've hit a point where it's just not always a healthy thing to do, and that can have negative consequences as well. Even if sharing a story time online isn't necessarily life-ruining because, you know, you have permanent artwork on your body, or it's dangerous and could harm you or kill you, it's still something that could, like I said, affect relationships. It could affect your jobs in the future. It could affect how people around you just perceive you. And I think depending on your story time, it could potentially ruin your life. So I think a lot of people need to dial it back when it comes to story times and sharing personal information online, because I just don't think, you know, the clicks and views are worth it ever. So chill on that, okay? Now, to go ahead and close out this video, we are going to go ahead and talk about one of the stupidest ways to ruin your life on social media. At least one of the stupidest in my opinion, and that is to go and commit crimes and then upload it to the internet. If you saw my most recent video before this, then you would know all about the Chase Bank glitch that happened not too long ago, where people did exactly that. They committed literal check fraud, posted it online, and boom, now they have to deal with the consequences of committing check fraud because they posted evidence of them doing it online. Yeah, not the smartest thing to do. I mean, to be fair, it's not smart to commit check fraud in the first place or any crime, but it's extra dumb to record yourself doing it and uploading it to TikTok. So that's pretty life-ruining in my opinion. Now, of course, people have been committing crimes and uploading them to TikTok and the internet long before the Chase Bank glitch happened. I mean, there have been viral clips going around the internet for years and years and years of people going into grocery stores and purposely destroying products, whether it be grabbing jugs of milk and slamming it on the ground, very much on purpose, or people opening products, grossly contaminating them and putting it back on the shelves. Now, I think a lot of people look at doing stuff as simple as that and go, oh, that's not illegal. Now, from the store's perspective, that's really not that different than stealing, because if you're going in to purposely destroy a product that then can't be sold, that essentially has the same effect on the store as it would be if you stole it. So going into a store and purposely destroying products, not exactly a legal thing to do, and then taking it a step farther and posting it online is just super dumb. And honestly, anyone who does something like that is lucky if they get away just being banned from the store. I think often cases when we have seen videos of people doing this kind of thing with jugs of milk, they probably just get banned. But I even saw a video recently of a woman in I think it was a Walmart, literally smashing a TV that was on the shelf. And then she got arrested and she was confused as to why she got arrested. But ma'am, you smashed a TV. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? I just don't get it. It's truly insane and people need to calm the fuck down, because getting arrested after filming a TikTok, I don't think is worth it. Now, honestly, in this video, we have barely scratched the surface into exploring the absolutely life-ruining things some people do online to gain internet fame. But tell me in the comments down below what exactly you think about the people who are willing to go to such extreme lengths to gain online attention and fame. Do you think going viral and getting your 15 minutes of fame could ever possibly be worth some of the consequences we talked about here today? Personally, I don't, and I think the people who do this kind of stuff are truly something. They're something, okay? I'll leave it there, they're something. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content from me, I would love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel and make all sorts of content about social media, pop culture, and whatever I'm feeling passionate about today. And today, it was people ruining their lives for social media. But yeah, tell me what you think about it down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!